Winter is upon us. I'm filming in the garage, so look. Anyway, I've been excited about this video. 5 gadgets for average runners. Now, let me say this here. Probably not the most helpful statement to make at the start of a video. You don't need these gadgets that I'm about to tell you about. They will help make your runs a bit more enjoyable, but as well as give you insight and data to get better, but you don't really need them. Anyway, my name is Aubrey. I'm an average runner, simply trying to be less average by the day, as at the time of filming this, you've given me 7,805 subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm gunning for 8,000 subscribers for Christmas, so please help me out. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it would mean so much. Let's start. Number 1, the most important thing, in my opinion, this thing. It is a watch, a smartwatch. I personally use a Garmin Forerunner 265. You don't need one that techie, that complicated, or that good, or that expensive. You just need a watch that's able to track the distance you're covering, the pace, that's able to take on some apps onto it. So maybe you can get your Strava, your Nike running app, all that kind of stuff. I'll get to apps in a second when we speak about phones. But your smartwatch is gonna be your number 1 friend when it comes to running, because it's that one thing that's gonna help you track your runs, that at the end of the run, you'll be able to look at how much you've run. But more importantly, you can compare to the history. You can look back and say, oh, I ran 5K, which I've just done now, but when I did it last month, it took me 5 minutes longer. To have that much data, a sports watch, a smartwatch like this is absolutely key. Number 2, now you would argue, does an average runner really need a heart rate monitor? Because you can get heart rate on your watches. I'll be honest with you, regardless of how good your watch is, it's not as accurate, it's not as reliable as a heart rate monitor. Now, these come in different formats. You get this one, which is your chest strap, so it'll fit, obviously not over your hoodie, but it will fit just directly on your skin like this, and it's closer, and it gives you a more accurate and reliable reading. You get another one which you wear on your bicep, also very good. And Coros have put out one like that. Now, why would an average runner need this? I think an average runner, a new runner, needs this more than an experienced one. Let me explain. Heart rate zones. When you're a new runner, it's important that you run slow. Take it easy. But how do you decide running slow? You see, pace, you can't really say that yet because you don't know what to use. Instead, we use heart rate zones. Zone 1 is maybe a fast walk. Zone 2 is you picking it up with a run, but you can do 2 things in that run. You can still hold a conversation or close your mouth. You can still breathe through your nose. Zone 3, you're picking it up. Zone 4 is more your tempo threshold. Zone 5 is an all-out sprint, okay? Just explaining that spectrum of heart rates. Now, for you to know what your heart rate is, you need a reliable heart rate reading, and that's why I'm saying, especially for new runners, this will be your friend. Number 3, smartphone. A smartphone will be your friend. I can't stress this enough. 2 reasons. 1, your safety. Apps like Strava have got this beacon facility where you can actually alert people where you are. You can even share your location, a live location on your WhatsApp to your loved ones to know where you are when you're out on a run. But all of the apps that you can trust for running, whether that is Nike Run Club, Strava, you can record your run using your phone. So you don't need an expensive watch. That's gonna be the one you're gonna go to. The other important reason why this is key, it's gonna enable all the apps you're gonna need. Whether it's the Garmin Connect app, Strava, Nike Running Club, the Runner app, all of these apps, you're gonna need a smartphone for it. And for me personally, not only being able to track a run directly on this, having access to all the apps that you're gonna need, but also just alerting your families and friends while you're out there, this becomes your absolute number 1 ally when it comes to running, especially as a new or average runner. Number 4, entertainment. Headphones. Now, Other people like to run in silence. Me personally, I can't. I just don't enjoy it. I can, but it won't be as enjoyable. So you need earphones. Now, these are Apple AirPods. They don't work for me because they will fall out each time. And so I don't run with these. Instead, I use Bose's ones, QC earbuds, because they've got an extra hook thing at the back over here. Have those on and they stay in, and the sound quality is amazing. Other kind of headphones that you can use are these bone conducting, air conducting, whatever you want to call it ones, that will hook behind your head. Put them on, and they're really, really good for safety because you can still hear what's happening around you, but get your entertainment as you're going. There are times though, for me personally, I just prefer sticking these bad boys on and I'll go running. The danger with these, the opposite of the other ones we've just talked about, is you can't really hear what's happening around you. So if you're running on the street, you won't be able to hear cars, and there's a danger in that, there's a risk. But the sound quality, the immersive nature of these make them a fan favorite. Truthfully, you don't need this, but if you can get one, the data that comes out of this thing, how this thing works, absolutely amazing. Let me explain. When you're doing your 200 meter sprints, 400 meters, whatever it is, your workouts, your heart rate is a lagging metric. It takes a while for your heart rate to work up, and the heart rate reading you're gonna get on here will lag as well. Even pace. For your watch to know what pace you're doing, it lags slightly. This is immediate. It's tracking things and it's giving you immediate readings, power, your cadence. It's immediate. The other thing that is absolutely key, now I know this will sound silly, but I've always wondered, how is my watch that's on my wrist giving me stats like cadence, power, a stat that's really generated by my feet? It does its best that it can, but this is much more accurate. The same way we talked about the heart rate readings, that your watch is doing the best it can, it's not as reliable as a heart rate monitor. Cadence, power, distance traveled. This bad boy is absolutely on the job. Bonus one, the GoPro. Now look, again, you don't need this. You literally do not need a GoPro. You don't need a camera on your run. But when you're on YouTube like me, sharing the running journey, talking to people, it becomes essential. How would this apply to an average runner who's not really on a YouTube channel? I'll tell you. Imagine you visit amazing places that you run at. If just taking a picture is not enough and you want to have a full record of what you've been through in terms of your running journey, your running experiences, the people that you see when you go to a running event, when there is music, when there is an atmosphere, how do you capture that in a way that does it justice? This bad boy. For me, it just happens that I then share it with you guys. For me, it's not enough to just do a picture. I went to an event, or when it comes to Medal Monday, I share a picture of my medal. I like to just capture the whole story and I can remember it as such. Again, you don't need this, but for me personally, couldn't be without it. Thank you very much for checking that out. This video has been one that's been on the radar for a long time. I've been wanting to do this video. Finally did it. Thank you for checking it out. Please do consider subscribing to the channel. As I said, I'm gunning for 8,000 before Christmas time. Help me out. It would mean a lot. Cheers.